Hey guys, Missed here again for another video today, and we are back with our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode. And in this one, we will continue to sim through season number 2, and so far it is an interesting one. We haven't looked too strong. Obviously right now we have a record of 18, 16, and 4, currently in 4th in the division spot. So realistically, I mean, the way we are playing can keep us in a playoff spot. Will it, though? Probably not. Yeah, I really don't know. We will see. It is possible. Anything can happen, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking at some things, like, what could I do with this team to make it better? Obviously, we made the Evgeny Svechnikov trade earlier already, and that may not be the only trade we do make this season. Obviously, a lot more could happen, and we are just waiting to see what could really happen, though. Now, one thing I did want to go see really quickly, I just want to see out of curiosity, were there any other trades as of yet? Nope, just our trade for Jordan Greenway, for Svechnikov, and a 4th, obviously. Greenway was taking way too many penalties, and I think I'm going to edit him to bring his discipline up so he doesn't take that many penalties, because that's really ridiculous and it really handicaps the team. So I'm just curious to see players that we could go after on the block. Alex Goligoski would not be bad as a good offensive defenseman. 16 points this season. He had 58 last season. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be bad. Bringing in that contract, though, something I would not necessarily want all that much. I mean, we could go for a young defenseman in Jakub Zboril. It's definitely a possibility, but I'd prefer a defenseman, like, for right now. Kyle Okposo, and Michael Grabner, that Buffalo team. Guys, I really want to do a Buffalo Sabres franchise mode. Let me know if you guys want to see that, because I really want to do that in the future. Mark Giordano, I would love to bring him to this team, but that contract is just awful. If it was 2 seasons, that would be much more different, but 4 seasons, it's just way too much. Colin Wilson, Patrick Maroon, Jason Spezza, and Martin Hansel, Nielsen, Keith Yandel, also not bad, but again, another awful contract, to be honest. Evgeny Dadonov, though, he would be a good second liner. I feel bringing him in as a second liner definitely may not be a bad option. We could come back to him. Toby Reeder, Dion Phaneuf, Alec Martinez, again, all players we could bring in. Well, I definitely wouldn't bring in Dion Phaneuf. Reeder is currently not playing, and then Martinez, really not valuable, and he can put up a solid amount of points. That defenseman we would be trading, though, more than likely would be Ryan Murray. Jared Spurgeon, on the other hand, also not a bad defenseman. I would like to get a defenseman that can, like, for sure put up 40 points, though, in that second pair. That's mainly at what I'm looking at, as a defenseman, not necessarily a goaltender or a forward. I mean, if there's an enticing forward, we could obviously go after them. Josh Norris hasn't really grown all that much yet. We'll see if he gets any better, obviously, throughout the series. Taylor Radish and I think it's Alexei. Yeah, Alexei Lipanov. Not too bad. Taylor Radish is actually 78, so he's like NHL ready, just about, if not already. Alright, so I mean, the only other thing we could do is really go through each team to see a defenseman, like, with a low elite or low top 4, any type of potential that isn't too great, and we try to trade for them. But as of right now, I mean, the second liner I would replace would be Thomas Vanek. I feel like bringing in Evgeny Dadonov would definitely bring in a couple more points, maybe a couple more goals as well than Thomas Vanek. Although realistically, I mean, I could move I wish Vanek was listed as a third liner, because if he was listed as a third liner, I would totally have a third line of Vanek, Milano, and Atkinson, and then I could bring in someone like Dadonov for that second line, but it's probably not going to happen. And as for defensemen, I don't think I'll be changing that. And the goalies, I do need to look at something for Korpisalo. So maybe we could bring in, we could trade away Korpisalo and Murray for a good defenseman. That is definitely a possibility. Will that happen, though? I'm not sure. It'll all depend on how we play. So let's sim the month of January as we get close to the deadline. Of course, I will be making at least one more move this season. Yeah, we will see. Obviously, anything can happen. I'm really hoping we can turn this around, though, because we really need to get some wins. We need to be able to make the playoffs this season, because it would be extremely embarrassing making the Stanley Cup final, then the next season we miss out on the playoffs. Although, didn't that happen to the Kings, as we're on a 4-game losing streak? Did that not happen to the Kings in 2014? I feel like that did. Did it not? I feel like it did. Vitaly Abramov for Thomas Tatar and Daniel Sedin. No, thank you. Yeah, I really feel like that definitely might have happened. I'm not sure, though. You guys would have to fact check me on that one, because, like I said, I'm really just not too sure about that. So right now, I don't know what's taking the sim so long. Is the game okay? Okay, I don't know. That was weird. Really quickly, I want to check the AHL. Is there anybody I could potentially bring up? We are still in 4th in the division. Is Vitaly Abramov good enough yet? Is there anybody else I could bring up? Vitaly Abramov is 75 overall, so realistically, I could bring him up. I'm not going to. Although, honestly, guys, he really could be a good 4th liner for us, and he would definitely bring in some offense, that's for sure. If you look at his stats, he's got really good skating. He's got a good enough shot for the NHL. He's got good puck skills. His senses are pretty good. It's just his defense, which is absolutely awful. And obviously his physical stats won't get much better no matter what, being only 5'9". But that defensive category, I think I may just wait for him to be prepared next season. As for defensemen and goalies, obviously there's just Michael Hutchinson. Obviously, I do plan on bringing him up. Obviously, 2 straight years in the AHL. He did really good last season. He's doing really good this season. Merzlikins, though, he'll be our starter. And wow, he's being a wicked backup right now. 953 save percentage. So interesting. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm gonna make anything yet, or make anything happen just yet. But like I said, Vitaly Abramov may not be a bad option. Bringing him up to the NHL. Let's see, I'm 2 weeks away from the deadline, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Where are we? The United States defenseman for 2 weeks, a Matt Duchene trade offer. Now, obviously, the name, very, very nice, but we definitely don't need a centerman, although, Jesus, he's an 87 overall. Oh my god, he's an 87 overall right now. He put up 74 points last year. It would be a wicked rental. Whether we bring him back or not, though, is something that would be very interesting. He is worth 2 first and Vitaly Abramov. Wow. Our pick this season actually has quite a decent amount of value, just because we have not been great. To be fair, Ottawa's actually a better team than us. Why they want to give up on Duchene does not make any sense to me. That's really weird. Yeah, I don't know why they would want to give up on Duchesne, but like I said, we would have to give up on a lot to make this trade happen. Although we would have to give up on a main roster player. I would not get rid of Abramov, just first of all. So, I mean, we could have a first line of Panarin, Bjorkstrand, and Duchesne, and a second line of Wenberg, Dubois, and Vanek. Would be like our third. Nah, we couldn't have Josh Anderson on the third line. Nah, but I don't want to get rid of Josh Anderson either. He's on a good contract. For an 84 overall getting paid under $2 million, any 84 overall getting paid under $3 million, like, in this game is really good. So I really don't want to give up on Josh Anderson, though, either, which would mean Vanek could go. So, like, a second line of Anderson, Dubois, and either Wenberg or Duchesne. Third line and fourth line could stay the same, I guess. But, like, again, Abramov would not be going through. Could Stenlund go? Maybe Alexander Texier. Not like I really would like to get rid of him, though. As for defensemen, actually, to be fair, Ottawa is probably, if not is, in desperate shape of a goaltender in Joonas Korpisalo, which could obviously be it. They would have too many goalies, so we would have to bring one back, and damn, that value does not even stack up. We could bring back Marcus Högberg, I guess. Yeah, Marcus Högberg we could bring back. Ottawa would also have 50 players in the organization, which means we'd have to bring another player back. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Is there a skater that they would like to give up with, like, zero value on an expiring deal? Tom Pyatt. Okay, so Tom Pyatt could even play in the NHL for us. Really good defensive stats. Not terrible offensively for what he is. So, like, this maybe, but I feel like I'd also have to give up on a draft pick. But there's also another player, and is he a right winger? Yeah, like Matt Calvert, I would like to get rid of this season if I can. I don't think he would go in this trade. Out of curiosity, he's really good. He's good everywhere. I mean, obviously his defensive stats aren't phenomenal, but he's just really good everywhere. Would this go through? Okay, so trade rejected. You know what? We may come back to that trade then. Yeah. We are gonna have to do so. Jesus, man. Just teams are coming at us with good deals right now. We have Dadonov and Yandel for Abramov, which, again, like I said, I really do not want to give up on Abramov. Giving up on the first, I'm really not too worried about. Evgeny Dadonov, he has 24 points in 47 games this season, which is not great. Yeah, that really just is not very great, honestly. What else would I have to do? Let's see. I do want to see how much is Vanek getting paid. Vanek's on the last year of his deal. I don't know about that. I think I am going to decline that trade as well. Like I said, I just want to get like 2 weeks away from the deadline, and then we'll see, and what kind of see what position we are in. Michael Grabner now. Michael Grabner wouldn't be bad, but that is an expensive deal for 2 years as well. I mean, how many goals does he put up? Last year 23, this year 13. He'll probably hit the 20 goal mark again. I don't know how I feel about that, though. That's not necessarily a contract. Well, definitely not a contract I would like to take on. Not necessarily a player I'd like to take on as well. Basically the same trade there. Nathan Beaulieu I didn't even look at, but I am not too worried about that. Matt Benning waiver claim. We're just going to decline that. It's really not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's okay. I'm just going to decline that one. Do I want to do goalies? Not right now. We will go to the European leagues first, and we're now actually a negative team. So a trade may for sure be happening here. We just are getting worse. Hey, Jordan Greenway for Vitaly Abramov. Good one. No, thank you. Jordan Eberle and Andrew Ladd. Andrew Ladd, not a chance, but Jordan Eberle, definitely a possibility. 84 overall, though, listed as a second liner. That is not great. He had 25 goals last season, but only 6 this season. He's looking to not have that great of a season. I feel like bringing a player like Jordan Eberle in is not something I'm very happy about or something I would enjoy. Andrew Ladd. I don't want that contract. I don't care how good of a player he has been, or he is playing. I don't want that contract. Alex Goligoski, and we're an even team. 2 weeks away from the deadline. 26, and 5. We are still in 4th in the division. But the Rangers, the Rangers are at the same amount of points with us, but with a game, or we have a game in hand. I really don't know. I don't see this team really making it out of here right now, or making it to the playoffs at least. I feel like the Rangers will most definitely pass us, and to be fair, we actually don't even have a playoff position right now as it is. Two teams in the Atlantic have a playoff position. And what do I do? I think I have to look at the trading block again, because I need to figure out something. Brandon Montour still there, up to an 82 now. I feel like he might have been demoralized. Alex Goligoski, okay. Buffalo, nobody of interest. Giordano went down in overall, okay. Nick Schmaltz. Okay, Nick Schmaltz. On the last year of his deal, any chance of us bringing Nick Schmaltz back? Highly, highly unlikely. Oh my god, he is doing good. Wow. Okay, he is doing superb right now. And to be honest, I feel bringing in Nick Schmaltz is definitely a possibility. We will come back to you. I have an idea for that already. Gustav Nyquist. No. Evgeny Dadonov and Keith Yandel. Still no. Toby Reeder. Nothing in Minnesota or Montreal. Nothing of interest in New York. In either New York team. There's really not much to work with. Damn. Duchesne has a lot of value. No wonder we had to give up so much. Yeah, I mean, we could bring him in. It's a possibility. We will see. I don't really see it happening. But like I said, it's a possibility. Damn, there's really not much that has changed. Thomas Tatar's an 86, actually. Which, to be fair, is better than what I thought. Stats, pretty damn good. Point total, not great. Only 35 points. Last year he had 66, yeah. 66, yeah, 66. Thomas Tatar, I don't think so. Washington and Winnipeg. So let's go back to Chicago. And like I said, Nick Schmaltz does not have a lot of value. Yeah, he really does not have that much value. Okay, well, let's see. What could I do? I'm just thinking before I even go in. Actually, you know what? Let's just go in, and we will see what we could add. So first off, I was thinking having a top line of Panarin, Schmaltz, and Wenberg. Okay, so let's see. Forwards overall. So Panarin, Schmaltz. Sorry, Schmaltz. Panarin, Schmaltz, and Wenberg. A second line of Bjorkstrand. He is listed as a second liner, right? Yes, he is. Bjorkstrand, Dubois, and Anderson. Third line of Milano, Atkinson, and Jenner. Yeah, and Jenner. Then a fourth line of Dubinsky, Svechnikov, and Letestu. So Calvert and Vanek would definitely be going in this trade. Okay. Let's see. What else could we add to this? I am not sure. Okay, wait, let's just see. That everything works out there, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 11 in Schmaltz, 12 in Letestu, and then we call Sedlak or Abramov, probably Abramov up. Wait, is one of them listed as a depth forward? No, okay. None of those three are in Hannikainen either, so what I could do there, I'm not sure. I think I might just call one of them up anyways. I think I might keep Abramov in the AHL though, just to keep him as a minor scoring forward like he is listed as. Kevin Stenlund, he could make this trade a little bit better. No, it's definitely not even, and I don't think it would go through. But out of curiosity, okay, so we would have to add more. Obviously, we have a goaltender we could throw in here by the name of Joonas Korpisalo, or even Sergei Glebov, or Michael Hutchinson. It is Sergei, right? Yeah, it is Sergei Glebov. Now, what about defensemen over here in Chicago? Let's see. Keith. Keith, it's just that contract. Bringing in someone like Duncan Keith, though, could really help this team. Oh, man. What do I do? What do I do? See, bringing in Duncan Keith, realistically, isn't even a bad option. And I know what we could do. So, we bring in Duncan Keith as well, and then we send them Ryan Murray. That is really even. Calvert, Vanek, Stenlund, and Murray for Schmaltz and Keith. Oh man, that is a big trade. We get Duncan Keith to bring in a lot of offense, and Nick Schmaltz to also bring in a lot of offense. Then obviously we get rid of Calvert and Vanek as well, but bringing in Keith would really ruin our cap problem. So bringing in Keith wouldn't work, which means we'll have to find a different trade for Murray and also Korpisalo then. So let's just see, or let's give them Glebov, because they would definitely like a goalie prospect, I feel. Obviously, they have Forsberg, which to be fair isn't that bad, but he's not a prospect, plus he's already 26. So they don't have a second rounder. this year. So how about a second rounder next year? That trade would still go through, I think. So how about we get their third this year as well then? I think this trade would go through. They get rid of a player that they will probably not be able to re-sign. They get back they get back two players that are serviceable for this season, but probably won't bring back in Calvert and Vanek. They get a prospect, or an older prospect in Stenlund, and then a pretty decent prospect in Sergei Glebov. Although having to give up picks, like I said, they do get rid of someone. They want to get off the books, so proposed trade. Okay, trade rejected. Quite close to fair value, and since that's the case, I think I may just try to juice this trade up a little bit. Could we use our seventh to get the third? I do just kind of want to take their third away from them, so we're just going to try and do that. A sixth then. Trade accepted. Alright, so assistant coach, best roster. We'll stick for that, or we will stick with the best rosters for now, and let's see what this team does look like right now. Schmaltz obviously leading our team in points, but like I said, Schmaltz, wow, he went down to an 84. Okay, sure. Why did he go down to an 84? Okay, that sucks. I'm not gonna lie. He is listed as a second liner, but I don't really want him on that second line. I feel like having Schmaltz, because he really is more of a playmaker. Well, at least assist-wise, he's a playmaker. I don't know. Do I put Schmaltz on that top line? Do I keep Bjorkstrand on that top? You know, I feel like switching up that top line is not right. So we will have Schmaltz on the second line with Dubois, and I don't know about that. No, we need more goal scoring on that second line. So Bjorkstrand will be our goal scorer then on the second line. We will switch Anderson and Bjorkstrand around, being left wing and right wings. Jenner, Atkinson, and Milano. And Letestu, Dubinsky, and Svechnikov. Defensively, I do still kind of want to try and find a trade for Ryan Murray. I really don't need to get rid of him. But like I said, there's just, I don't know, he doesn't put up points. I feel like having him on this team doesn't necessarily help in any way. And yeah, so let's see, what could we do for Eunice Corpusalo? Because I need to get rid of Eunice Corpusalo, right now. Well, we're gonna wait for a minute. I would like to get to the deadline first, the day of the deadline, just to see where we are at. So back-to-back games against the New York teams, and we lose to both of them. We have another game against the Islanders. That trade could have literally have just meant nothing. There's our first win with Nick Schmaltz on the team. Man, I am not excited to see how this is going to end, because, to be honest, I don't think it's going to end very well. We would need to seriously go on quite the point streak to really get things going in favor of us. Thomas Tatar again, I don't know about that. And unfortunately, a 3-1 loss to the Sabres, and we are 28-7. I'm assuming still not in a playoff position either. Nope, we are not. Oh man, what do? We have 3 less points than the Senators. See, what I was thinking was totally just going out and getting Duchesne for this one season, making our team just that much better. But giving them Corpusalo, I feel like that may not be the right option because obviously that makes their team better. So, a team that is out of it, the Red Wings, that's for sure. Arguably, the Islanders and the Hurricanes. Wow, there's really not that many teams out of it. So, what do I do with Eunice Corpusalo? Let's go and see. Eunice, let's go, buddy. A player I would like to bring in. Probably a defenseman, I would say. Let's go and check out defenseman really quickly. Yes, guys, this video is going to be a long one. I am sorry about that. Cam Fowler, I would love to bring him in, but the contract. Josh Manson, no thank you either then, because of the contract. Ekman Larson on the last deal, or on the last year of his contract. They trade Oliver Ekman-Larsson for Ryan Murray, Eunice Corpusalo, and picks. Yeah, and picks. I need to bring back Skater, Patrick Sharp, I guess. He's a 2-year deal, but it is is it a two-way? No, it's not a two-way. Okay, well, I mean, Patrick Sharp would be the way to get this through. I don't think that would go through. No, not by any means. Okay. What else would we have to give up then? Goalies, don't want to give up Hutchinson, of course. Do we have unsigned prospects that have value is what I mean? No. Anybody that could go. Alexander Texier. What was this guy's name? Stefan Riesen. I mean, we could. He's signed, though. I do literally just have to give them draft picks. What about our first this season? Corpusalo, Murray, our first this season, which has more value than normal for Ekman-Larsson and Sharp. That would not go through, okay. Adding our second then. I don't want to really give up our second. Can we get rid of our third as well? Again, would not go through. So how about like our second next season then? Because we also have Chicago's next season. Again, would not go through. Let's add our third. Also would not go through. So, our first next season then. Let's see, proposed trade. No, that wouldn't go through either. And then our third this season. Nope. Okay. How about our second next season then? Would that go through? No, it would not. Oh my god, this may actually be impossible. How about our another first then, our 2021 first? That would not go through either. There's no way I could get that to go through then. Okay, well, no to Oliver Ekman-Larsson then. Frig me. How about Jacob Chychrun? He's also on a 1-year deal. I don't want to bring Goligoski. I just want to bring someone in that is on the last season of their deal. Chychrun on a career high for point totals right now. It's really not a lot of points, though, so, like, does that matter? Charlie McAvoy. Oh, man. Usually Charlie McAvoy's on the block when it's the last year of his deal, so kind of surprised he's not. I don't think. I do not think that could go through. Did they say I have too many goalies or too few? Well, they said too few. I'm like, I'm giving you one, and you still have too few? Alright, well, let's take back Kaiser then, sure. Will that go through? No, it would not. Okay, well, no one in Boston then. Buffalo. Let's go see defenseman. Ristolainen, are you on an expiring deal? Nope. Calgary, Dougie Hamilton, are you on an expiring deal? TJ Brody, nope. Neither of you are. Rasmus Dahlin, want to come to the team? Imagine that. They really should get rid of a defenseman over there in Carolina. You want to give me Falk? I mean, he's not that expensive, and he does have 2 years left. Proposed trade? Nah, it wouldn't go through. Chicago, we've already been to. The Avs, they have some defensemen. Adam Boqvist, Tyson Barrie. Last year was deal? No, okay. Kale McCarr, Nikita Zadorov. Cheap. Actually hasn't been bad. Point-wise, a lot better than anticipated. Nikita Zadorov, we wouldn't have to give up much for him. And I'm assuming they don't have a great goaltender right now. Yeah, Jonathan Bernier is the goaltender. I mean, they have some prospects, so it's not awful. But, again, Nikita Zadorov, and what else would we bring back? I do not know. A prospect they have that doesn't have too much value. Alexander Kerfoot, Connor Timmins, defenseman of the future. That's for sure. How is he doing? 9 points in the AHL is not great. I mean, like I said, we could bring him back. Maxwell Gilden, created player of mine. Not too bad. Really good goal scoring totals. Oh, he's a defenseman too. Jesus. What the hell? Shane Bowers. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Shane Bowers. Would you like to come to the Columbus Blue Jackets? Yeah, please do, please do. We could honestly maybe even bring in another prospect like that. Preferably someone that wouldn't be on the team right now, though. How about a draft pick then? They don't have much for draft picks either. Could we get? No, couldn't get their first. We could get their second this season and their second next season, maybe. I feel like that could definitely go through. You know what? Let's try it. Proposed trade. That would go through. Is this the trade I want to make? Shane Bowers would have to get re-signed at the end of the season, and I would just realistically have to hope he does not want a lot of money. As for Zadorov, probably won't come back to the team, but we free up some cap from Ryan Murray, and we also get rid of Korpisalo. Yeah, just only 10 points for Ryan Murray. You know what? I'm happy with this trade, but can I get anything else? Can I get the Ottawa third in 2019? I could. You know what? I'd say that's probably the best return we could possibly get. So, yeah, all right. Well, Korpisalo, Murray for Zadorov, Bowers, a second in 2019 and 2020, and then a Ottawa Senators third-round pick in the 2019 draft. Proposed trade accepted. All right, so again, we will do best rosters. And damn, this episode has been a long one. So obviously making our AHL team a little bit worse with Hutchinson now in the NHL. but we also have Shane Bowers down in the AHL now. So, I'm gonna end the episode here because I really don't want this getting any longer. This is gonna be one of the longest videos I've ever uploaded. So, yeah, in the next one, we will finish off the season. I may start the playoffs. I do need to still look at an extension for Panarin, Bobrovsky, and Perensky. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you did all enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. I'm sorry about the long episode.